Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about the anatomy of the inferior mesenteric artery and also about the inferior mesenteric vein. So if you haven't watched our video on the superior mesenteric artery and vein, please make sure to watch that. So finally we will discuss about the inferior mesenteric artery in terms of its origin, the course, branches and also distribution of the inferior mesenteric artery. So coming to the origin of the inferior mesenteric artery. So the inferior mesenteric artery will arise in front of the abdominal aorta, right? So basically we have the abdominal aorta and then it will give off three branches. One is the celiac trunk, we have the superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric artery. Celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric artery. So these three are the branches of the abdominal aorta. So the inferior mesenteric artery which arises from the front of the abdominal aorta and behind the third part of the duodenum. So we have the superior mesenteric artery arising above the third part of the duodenum. So the inferior mesenteric artery will arise just behind the third part of the duodenum. This is at the L3 vertebra. So we know that superior mesenteric artery will arise from the at the level of L1 vertebra. So we have inferior mesenteric artery arising at the level of L3 vertebra and is almost about 3 to 4 centimeter above the termination of the abdominal aorta. So we have the abdominal aorta which is terminating into the right and the left external right and the left common iliac arteries. So just 3 to 4 centimeters above the termination we have the origin of the inferior mesenteric artery. So this is about the origin of the inferior mesenteric artery. So coming to its course and branches. So what do we know about the course and branches of the inferior mesenteric artery? So after arising from the aorta, it will run downward and also to the left of the peritoneum, and finally it will cross the left common iliac artery, and at which point it becomes the superior rectal artery. So basically we have the abdominal aorta. After arising, it will just run downward and finally it will end by becoming the superior rectal artery. It becomes the superior rectal artery. So the superior rectal artery is a branch of the inferior mesenteric artery. It's not the branch, it will end by becoming the superior rectal artery, and also it will give rise to three branches. So coming to its branches, it gives rise to three branches. The one is the left colic artery, and the second branch is the sigmoidal arteries, and finally these sigmoidal arteries will be around 2 to 3 in number, and finally it will become the superior rectal artery, which is nothing but as a continuation of the inferior mesenteric artery. So this will give the left colic artery, and also it will give the some sigmoidal arteries which are 2 to 3 in number. These are the sigmoidal arteries, this is the left colic artery, and this is it will finally continue as the superior rectal artery. So this is about the inferior mesenteric artery, and it has three branches, right? So finally this left colic artery will anastomose with the middle colic artery, and through which artery it will anastomose? Through the marginal artery of the Drummond. This is a very important artery. The inferior mesenteric artery and the superior mesenteric artery will anastomose with the middle colic and the left colic artery by forming the marginal artery of the Drummond. We have separate discussion on the marginal artery of Drummond. Please make sure to watch that. So finally distribution of the inferior mesenteric artery. So the inferior mesenteric artery is the artery of the hindgut, right? So basically it supplies the hindgut. The celiac trunk will supply the foregut, superior mesenteric artery will supply the midgut, and inferior mesenteric artery will supply the hindgut. So basically it is the principal artery of the hindgut. So it supplies all the parts of the gut derived from the hindgut, which is namely the lateral 1/3 of the transverse colon, and then we have the descending colon, the rectum and upper part of the anal canal. So all those parts of the hindgut are supplied by the inferior mesenteric artery. So now we will finally discuss about the inferior mesenteric vein. So now that we have discussed about the inferior mesenteric arteries, finally we will discuss about the inferior mesenteric vein. So the inferior mesenteric vein, we know that the inferior mesenteric artery will finally become the superior rectal artery, right? Superior rectal artery. So finally inferior mesenteric artery will arise from the superior rectal vein, and that will combine to form the inferior mesenteric vein. So how do you have the venous system? Please watch this, concentrate so much. So the superior rectal vein, it will arise from the superior rectal vein, and it will also collect a few veins from the sigmoidal veins. So these are the sigmoidal veins, and this is the superior rectal vein. So finally it will ascend upward, and then we have the left colic artery, which is the branch of the inferior mesenteric artery, right? So we also have a vein which is known as the left colic vein. So it will receive a branch from the left colic vein, and then it will join the splenic vein. Finally it will join the splenic vein. This is splenic vein, this is the left colic vein. So for forming the superior rectal vein, it will form the inferior mesenteric vein. It will receive branches tributaries from the sigmoidal veins and also the left colic vein. Finally it will join along the splenic vein. So this is about the inferior mesenteric vein. So coming to superior mesenteric vein, it will remove branch, it will gain tributaries from the ileocolic veins, right? So after gaining tributaries of the ileocolic vein, it will finally combine to form the superior mesenteric vein. So it will also receive some tributaries of the right colic vein, the middle colic vein, and also the inferior pancreatico-duodenal vein, and this will receive the branch of the right gastroepiploic vein. So this is the superior mesenteric vein and this is the inferior mesenteric vein. So inferior mesenteric vein will join with the splenic vein and this splenic will join with the superior mesenteric vein. Finally it will form the portal vein. We have the portal vein, right? So this is about the entire venous channel of the abdomen that you need to know. So thank you guys, thank you for watching video till then. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and also if you like, please share to other friends who want to learn more about anatomy. Thank you so much.